done with this. Officer, can you please help me and my family and make this stop?
Maybe just have someone not affiliated with you.
That's her, yeah, she's...
We
have no relationship, that's why she's here, yeah.
Were you surprised when Ben got arrested?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, why?
A $200,000 Lego collection went missing. A YouTuber attempted to cover it, and then the cops in Utah started to cover it up. It went viral all over the world. I started to cover it, and now I'm on part 4.
It's all for YouTube, so no, I'm not accepting service from him.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's fake.
Okay.
It's not real.
That's completely fine. You have that right.
We've gone from Reckless Ben and his friends being stopped and harassed to them being stopped and harassed more and accused of being on drugs to now Reckless Ben being placed in handcuffs, arrested, and taken to jail.
But for right now, you want her trespass. You don't want him anywhere near the property, and I'll start looking at charges for stalking.
Yes.
Now we know mostly how that happened, having recovered most of the previously hidden and redacted audio from the body cam conversations that led to Ben's arrest, and it's even worse than I thought.
We're just kind of wanting to know what you want done on this.
As much as we humanly possibly can.
He wanted you trespassed, okay, so don't
But
come back.
she never even went on the property, though.
All of the different things, like there's got to be something to arrest them and send a message that this is not appropriate, this is not okay.
Do you have any weapons or anything like that on you?
No.
Okay, let's put your hands behind your back.
Am I being arrested?
You're under arrest right now for stalking.
Really? I love you. I love you.
But this will be fantastic evidence in the coming civil lawsuits. More on that later.
You're the greatest.
So what about all of his buddies that have been joining with him?
I want them all trespassed from my property too.
There's still a lot to go through, so let's go through it.
Getting that body cam footage will save me for sure.
I love American Police Department. Hello.
Hi, is this Josh?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, this officer.
They're passing their house. They're right in front of it.
Sorry,
They're coming back to my house.
who's coming back to your house?
His name is Ben Schneider. He's stalking my house. Will you come to my house, please, and come get them?
At about 15:29, the footage from that day's events began with this direct phone call between Josh Johnson and Officer Sumbat of the American Fork Police Department.
I'm not going to have stalkers. They're walking up to the window, taking pictures inside the house, scaring my wife, scaring my kids.
Okay.
They walk up and take pictures inside my house again. I'm going to take it as breaking in.
Okay. And are they there right now?
They're on the side of the house.
Josh is claiming that they are stalking his house, and he's demanding that they be arrested. He says that every day they come with 2 cars of kids to stalk his house and harass his family.
Every day they come with 2 cars full of kids to stalk my house and harass my family.
One of the dispatchers made a note here saying that you were going to shoot someone.
I said, if they try to break into my house,
Okay.
like they're scouting out, they're taking pictures inside my windows.
Okay.
That's not a normal thing.
Yeah.
We're not engaging. I'm not answering the door. I'm not going outside. I'm just saying, if they come inside, they'll have a surprise.
Okay. We're welcome to come over there. Obviously, our concern is anyone having any kind of firearms or weapons.
No, there's no firearm. I said if they come inside, they'll get a surprise. I'm not shooting anybody. There's no firearms.
Okay.
I'm tired of these guys stalking me.
Okay.
Like, why can't we do stalking charges?
Well, again, we're gonna pull up and kind of figure everything out. Will you do me a favor? I'm gonna have some officers come up. Can you just meet us outside? Just no weapons or anything like that.
There's no weapons. I don't have a weapon.
Okay.
There's no weapons.
Are you okay to meet us outside?
Yes, I'm sick as a dog, and I'm trying to work, and
Okay.
these guys are disrupting me.
Okay. We're gonna pull up. If you would just come outside and we'll chat with you as well as this Ben Schneider, okay?
I don't want to talk to him.
No, we're gonna talk to him.
I'm done with this. Officer, can you please help me and my family and make this stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just gotta get to work.
Again, can you just meet us outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're on the side of my house.
Okay, we're pulling up.
I want you to talk to them first, no? I don't want them breaking into my house.
I'm in agreement with you.
I'm not taking any action we're happy to just stay in our house. They can knock on our door all they want. But when they start coming and taking pictures and scaring my family, that's not cool, man.
I agree.
That's not cool.
Okay, I'm just pulling up right now. Could you meet me outside? And I'm gonna have another officer come talk with Ben, okay?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Then, at around 15:32, Officer Sunbot gets out of his cruiser. He walks up to this car with Sierra driving and Ben in the front passenger seat. He approaches the front passenger side window where Ben is sitting in the car, and Sierra is in the driver's seat. She is there to effect service on Josh from the civil lawsuit from Oregon, and that's why they're waiting outside his house.
Hello. Were you guys over here knocking on the door?
No.
No? Okay.
So Ben explains to Officer Sunbot that they have a court case with him and they're there to serve him. He also explains that Sierra is the process server because she's over the age of 18 and she's unaffiliated with the case, which are basically the only requirements.
What are you guys doing here?
So we are in a court case with them, and we have to serve them legal papers. So we're just waiting for them to get home so we can serve them.
Do you know who you're serving?
Joshua Johnson.
Okay. Who do you guys work for?
Myself.
Yourself? You're just here to serve him papers?
Yeah, well, she's the process server. You have to be unaffiliated with the case to serve.
Ben is correctly explaining to him the legal requirements, the actual legal requirements for process service, which is basically just someone being over 18 and not a party or a lawyer to the case. Note that this is generally how it is in pretty much every state. Service can be done by anybody. It doesn't take any sort of formal person called a process server. In fact, I've done it myself in the past for other lawyers.
Okay, so you're the one trying to serve?
Yes.
Okay, do you have an ID or anything like that on you?
I sure do.
Officer Sunbot asks Sierra if she has ID. She says that she does, and she hands it to him. And Sunbot then directs Officer Canizales to continue to speak with Ben while he runs her ID or whatever he does.
Yeah, just stop this. I'm going to go talk to him.
Yeah, this is what the court requires us to do. If we want to take them to court, we have to serve them.
5J30, we're in contact.
Got it. Did he call the cops because he doesn't want people to serve him, or?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him at all, so.
Yeah, my guess is he's usually pretty defensive. Like he does illegal things and then calls the cops on people. That's how he gets away with his crimes. You know, he has the police cover for him. So I'm assuming that's what's happening in this situation. He's like, if I call the cops on him and they can't serve me, and then I can win the court case. It's gonna work.
Then Officer Sunbot walks over to Josh, who is now standing in his front yard. Sunbot asks for the backstory, and Josh once again tells his version of the backstory.
I'm fine sitting there and not engaged. But if they come inside, I can't do that.
Okay. Yeah. What is your relationship with this Ben Schneider?
I have no relationship with this guy. I have no relationship with this Brian Mansell.
Another AFPD police officer, Officer Pitt, is also standing there listening to Josh. And Josh explains that they are there trying to film YouTube content, and he doesn't want them to film YouTube content, at least not about him.
So there was a franchise of Bricks and Minifigs, which is a Lego franchise in Kaiser, Oregon.
Okay.
So it's like Legos, right?
Yeah.
The previous lady, Crystal Law, owned it. She calls corporate and says, I'm abandoning my store. Corporate, can you take over? I'm an employee of it, so I went to go recover that store.
So you're currently working for them?
Yes.
Okay.
To go recover that business as an employee, because they got to protect their assets. She had a consignment deal with a guy named Brian Mansell. A year and a half, almost 2 years, she had this consignment deal with him and she never paid him. So we show up and he's like, hey, you got to pay me out on this consignment deal. And we're like, well, what do you mean? And then the corporate said, if there's a consignment deal, we'll handle it. Cool. Let's just recover this store. So Brian Mansell wants to make me and my partner responsible for her agreement. And we're like, how can I be responsible for your agreement?
Yeah.
I didn't sign anything with that guy. I don't know him from Adam. And he thinks, and I said, hey, we have some sets that we think are yours. Do you want them? And he says, no, I want you to be responsible for the entirety of the agreement. I never signed an agreement. They know they don't have a case, so he's hired this YouTuber. His name is Ben Schneider. He's Reckless Ben. To harass us, to stalk us, vandalize the store. They sent people in saying they're going to murder our manager. They've forged signatures saying, hey, Amanda, you signed this contract. You got to start writing us checks.
Where's the store at?
Kaiser, Oregon.
Okay.
So they know they don't have a case. So they have said that they are not going to go civilly against us because they can't. They're just going to go and put it in the eyes of the public. And part of that is getting YouTube stuff for his YouTube channel.
So you're saying you can't serve him because you're part of the whole
It has to be
process?
someone over 18 and someone that's not involved in a court case.
Okay. Okay. So, and do you,
But I'm not going on his property.
right, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Do you have an ID on you? That way I can just document that you were here with her and she was trying to serve.
I can tell you I don't have my ID, but
Okay.
I can tell you my name, date of birth, address.
Okay. Perfect. Are you living here in Utah too, or
I'm in Los Angeles. I came all the way here to serve in these court papers.
what's your name?
Benjamin Schneider. And that's the SCH version.
SCHN.
PI.
And so they come and harass us. They went to corporate yesterday. Sandy police, so they go to my partner's house in Sandy. They're going to get him for stalking. If he goes to their house, Sandy's jumping.
Okay.
I can't have them bugging my family. Just tell them to go away. I'm not going to engage with them. They're not going to get any content from me. Stop coming to my house.
Note that this was all previously redacted audio that was recovered from the redacted versions. And there was no justification that I could see for redacting this audio because it literally shows the testimony of a primary witness and party to this dispute. It's both evidentiary and investigatory in nature.
Every day I call you guys for 3 days in a row. Hey, these guys are taking pictures of my house. Hey, he's opening my door. Hey, I'm done with these guys.
So what happened? You guys called in yesterday, correct?
And Sunday.
What was the conclusion
So
of that?
Sunday, they sent this kid to fake deliver a package. So they wanted my signature.
Canizales finishes talking to Ben, and he tells him and Sierra to hang tight, and that he's going to go talk to the other officers.
Anything else you need? Or?
No, for now, just hang tight. And let me go talk to the case officer. He's the first one that you spoke to.
Okay. Do you know if he's home right now, did you say? Or?
I don't know.
Okay.
So let me go talk to the case officer, see what info he's got, and then we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
So just hang tight here for a sec.
Awesome. Thank you.
As he's walking away, Canizales mutes the audio on his body cam, and he would leave it muted for the entirety of the remainder of this interaction.
So, let me show you a picture. So they sent a kid. So this is Sunday. This kid showed up at my house and had me sign for a package. Right? He pretended to be a delivery a postman.
As he walks back over to where Josh is talking, we hear Josh explaining everything that he says happened. This is important evidence and would have been completely destroyed and lost forever had the redacted audio not been recovered. Note that these redactions were not made for the media or any other third parties. These were the redactions that were given to the actual criminal defendant in the case who's featured in the body cam footage, and that's Reckless Ben. He is the very person who should have had full access to it, and they attempted to hide it from him.
Then you guys trespassed them and all their partners. So then he knows he's trespassed, so he sends somebody yesterday.
So as Josh is telling Officer Pitt everything that had happened the day before, thanks to the recovered audio that they tried to redact, we now know that he tells several important lies. He claims that the Mormon kid was pounding on his door yesterday and trying to get in his house. Now we know that that's not true because it was all spelled out in my part 3 video where we actually got to see the actual Ring doorbell video of the Mormon kid.
I'm not trying to be pushy or anything. I'm just trying to get y'all side of the story.
Being very polite on Josh's front porch and asking politely to speak with him, never pounding, never trying to open his door, which Josh acknowledged to the officer who was there the day before, but it was a different officer, Officer Hawkins.
No, no. But yesterday, they pretended to be a police officer, or a post office, and they delivered a fake package.
But now he's in full-on drama queen mode, and he's trying to now create new facts to convince these new police officers that they really just need to arrest Ben and his friends just immediately.
He come knock on my door. He's like, "Hey, is Brother Johnson here?" Blah blah blah. And fake like he wants to talk to us, right? No. And then today, well, they hung a sign on the building there, permanently closed. This is a lie. We stole family's life savings. They sued. We lost. Right? So they vandalized the store there. They sent people to Brandon's house, and then this chick comes today and takes pictures inside of my house. They keep blowing my phone up and calling me. The kid stayed here for 10 minutes yesterday on my phone, pounding on my door, opening my doors, trying the handle. I'm done.
I did see a case of about that.
I'm done.
Officer Sumbot then tells Josh that he talked to Ben and Sierra, and that Sierra is just a process server. They're trying to serve him.
So, kind of talking with them briefly, they said she is a process server and she's trying to serve you papers.
She's not a process server.
But Josh then claims that the papers are fake and that she's not a process server. Josh basically orders the officer to go get the papers because they're fake.
Okay.
Get the papers.
Have you dealt with her before?
No.
Him?
Yes, with Ben Schneider.
The kid who's in the car right now.
They're fake. Go get the papers.
Okay. You're okay if I bring those over to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They're fake.
Hello. Can I see those papers?
Yeah.
So this is what you're trying to serve them with?
Yes. That's required by the court that we have. I wish we could just send them an email. I wish we could just send them a phone call, or the court could just send it to them. But this is what we're required to do from the United States court. So we're just following the instructions of the government.
Have you guys been here before?
I have once. I came one time to have a good faith conversation with him before suing, which the government also requires us to have before.
So are you Benjamin Schneider?
Yes.
Okay.
So Officer Sumbot walks back over to Ben and Sierra and he asks for the papers, which Ben gives him. And Ben explains that they've been trying to follow all of the proper steps to effectuate service of that lawsuit, but that Josh basically just keeps calling the cops on him in order to avoid it, which is in the process of actually happening right then and there.
So I'm just following basically the instructions of the government, and he keeps calling the cops on me to try to avoid getting in trouble for his crimes.
Okay.
So that's why he keeps calling. I think it's like the third time he's called the cops now on us, because he thinks if I just call the cops on me, he can get away with it. But we're showing him like we're not going to let him get away with his crimes. So.
Okay.
So Sumbot actually does something very reasonable, and he asks if he, Sumbot, can then just himself give the papers to Josh.
You okay if I give these papers to him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Hang tight. We're going to finish up some things on our end when we try that.
Okay.
Ben says yes and explains that he will have to sign a return of service form to upload to the court so as to provide evidence that service has been effected.
We might need you to fill out some documents later then as proof of service, if that's okay, but because whoever serves him has to fill out a proof of service and might have to fill out some court papers, but that's just the legal way to do it.
Sumbot says okay, and then he walks away with the papers and then promptly once again mutes the audio on his body cam.
Okay, just give me 1 minute.
Okay.
He then talks to Officer Canizales, and we can't hear what was being said during this time because both officers have muted their body cam audio.
5J47 arrived on the suspicious. Hey.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm Officer Somerville. I'm just gonna kind of be hanging out. I don't really know exactly what's going on.
So this man stole basically his family's life savings. So I'm taking him to court. Well, we took him to court and we won, and he shut down the store to avoid paying the family. So now we have to sue him personally.
Okay.
And so we're just here to serve him his court papers, which his police officers have right now.
Okay.
And he's calling the police on us to avoid being served, because if he doesn't get served, he can't get sued. So this is his way of trying to avoid accountability, I think.
Okay.
Of calling you guys here.
All right. Well, yeah. I'll just kind of be here waiting and just make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. He's a very like high up lawyer, so I think he knows all the legal loopholes of how not to get in trouble, you know. But yeah, he's facing like 10 years in jail or something, so I think he's trying everything he can to get out of trouble. Yeah, I think he's trying to call for like stalking and harassing charges, even though we're literally just doing what's required of the court.
Yeah.
I wish we could just send him an email or a phone call, you know, but the court requires us to come in person for some reason. So.
I understand that. If things could be handled with phone calls and emails, it'd be a lot smoother. But
All right. So who came to your door today?
The girl.
The girl. Did Ben come on your property?
No, but according to Sandy Police Department, it doesn't matter for stalking charges. If he keeps sending, if he's the one that's initiating her or somebody, because he's trespassed from the property, he knows he can't come here. But he has YouTube followers. He has kids that are just happy to be part of Ben Schneider, Reckless Ben's YouTube channel. So he convinces them to come to my house. Every single day we're going to have this interaction until we put an end to it. It's stalking.
Yeah, so,
You're coming up to my house taking pictures inside the windows?
Yeah. So again, I'm in agreement with you. I don't think that's acceptable. I don't know the full story behind this whole thing again. I just got what you just told me.
He's just
but
a YouTuber.
We're gonna. Are you okay if she just gives you the papers so we can just get
Have
her?
you looked at the papers?
It looks like it's just instructions on some kind of Oregon claims court, civil court.
How did you first meet Ben? How did you get involved with this?
I have been watching Ben's videos on YouTube for like the past couple of years. So I was a big fan of his. He posted on his story that he was filming a video in Utah and he needed some help. So I had reached out to him that way.
Do you live near where this was occurring?
Yeah, I live about like 30 minutes away from American Fork. I have some friends living there too.
I'm guessing the answer is no, but are you Mormon?
No, I'm not. My whole family is though, and I was raised Mormon.
What was it that made you want to help Ben out with this?
Well, I know that like all of his videos, like all of his YouTube videos I've seen, they're all for like a really good cause. So like I just wanted to help him out in like any way I could, really.
Did you know anything about the backstory of this before getting involved?
I knew a little bit. He told me some like little details, but it was like enough to like make me want to help.
And so what was your help going to be that day? Was it to serve the court paperwork?
Yeah, that was it. He needed a process server and I met all the requirements. I kind of failed at the job. Did not get to serve those papers.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it wasn't your fault that you failed.
I'm the worst process server in the world.
The important thing is you were or could have been a legitimate process server, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you were over the age of 18. Okay, you were not a party to the lawsuit for the paperwork that you were serving.
Right. Yeah, correct. I was not. I had like just met Ben that day. I think he DM'd me like that morning to like help out with this. So I had like no part of this. And
you weren't obviously Ben's attorney at the time or any other time.
Not an attorney.
Okay, so you it wasn't your intention, even assuming it was a real thing, it wasn't your intention to impersonate a process server, right?
Oh no, not at all.
It was your intention to actually serve Josh Johnson with the paperwork.
Yeah.
So then some bot walks back over to Josh, and instead of just handing the papers to him so that he served and this entire incident can be resolved and de-escalated, he doesn't do that. He instead does not hand them to Josh, and he asks him if it's okay for Sierra, the process server, to just give him the papers.
I've talked to the Kaiser Police Department. There's nothing filed. They did this before. They faked, like they got old entities, or I don't know how they just faked lawsuits, right? And they served them at the store there. And then of course it got thrown out of court. So now he goes on YouTube. Oh, see, look, we got this lawsuit on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all for YouTube. So no, I'm not accepting service from him.
Okay.
Absolutely not. It's fake.
Okay.
It's not real.
That's completely fine. You have that right.
Yeah.
So we're going to look into a couple of things on our end regarding some of these previous cases.
Josh asks, have you looked at the papers? Josh claims that he talked to Kaiser, Oregon Police Department and they told him there's nothing filed there. So Josh says, no, I'm not accepting service because it's fake. Though if it was fake, then there would be no service to be effectuated. He could just take the papers and then throw them in the trash or whatever he wanted to do with them. No big deal. But it seems like he knows that they're not fake and he doesn't want to be served because he doesn't want to be sued. Again, instead of just handing Josh the papers to see for himself that they're real, Officer Sumbot says, okay, that's completely fine. You have that right. In reality, nobody has a right to refuse service of process. That would mean an individual is above the law, and that would mean that basically there would be no civil lawsuits because why would you ever agree to be served?
You have a good day today? So far?
It's been pretty good. I'm a little pretty busy, but...
Nice. I'm sorry we're wasting your time here. I feel bad.
It's all right. I understand.
Yeah.
Switching back to the conversation between Josh and the officers, Josh explains that he was trying to work and his wife thought that they were trying to come into their house. If that were true, we know from the day before that Josh has a Ring doorbell camera and footage could have been provided to prove this. And you'll see that during this interaction, at no point does Josh offer to show footage of Sierra or Ben ever stepping onto his property or allegedly attempting to come into their home. Did you ever actually even get to attempt serving process? I mean, what happened, you guys?
No, I didn't even leave my car.
How long had you been sitting there before the cops showed up?
I want to say like 30 minutes.
And what were you guys waiting on for him to come out of his house?
Yeah.
And what would have happened had he come out of his house? Were you going to get out of the car and serve him?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did you ever go up to his door on his property?
No, I didn't.
You know, the day before, when other people had gone up to his front door, Josh Johnson was very quick to pull out his phone and show the Ring doorbell footage of these people at his door. And I didn't see anywhere in the body cam from your interaction where he was able to, or even offered to show the cops his Ring doorbell footage where you were allegedly coming onto his property or attempting or looking like you're going in his house.
Right, yeah. I never looked at his house. I never took pictures of his house or anything. I still got trespassed, though.
So when he said that you were coming up to his house and taking pictures in the window and all of that was a lie?
Yeah.
Josh also repeats the lie that the Mormon kid allegedly tried coming into their door yesterday, which we know is false.
So we're going to look into a couple of things on our end regarding some of these previous cases.
I was downstairs on a call. My wife said, I think they're coming in. So then I'm like, shit, I don't trust these guys. My family, my kids are scared. My daughter's flipping out. My wife is scared. What am I supposed to do? I'm trying to work. I'm on a call. She's like, I think they're coming in. All right. What the hell are we going to do? Because he tried coming in the door yesterday. What do I do?
Again,
what do I do?
I'm not sure what to do on your end. I don't know the full story, but we're going to look into some of these previous cases and see what we can do on our end just to hopefully resolve this for you.
Will you call the Sandy Police Department, and I don't know if you guys can coordinate, and maybe they've got some statues that they're working on?
Well, that's going to be a different city, so we'll deal with what we can right here. But again, I'm going to look into those previous cases, and I'll be back with you, okay?
You guys live around here?
Yeah, we're actually, well, I'm from Los Angeles. She's from...
Salem.
Yeah.
Oregon? Or Utah? Okay.
So I'm from Los Angeles.
You never know. I just figured with him being out of state, you know.
And, but we have a friend that literally lives in the same neighborhood around the block.
Okay.
And it was funny. I was just telling my friend about the story. Like, I live in that guy's same neighborhood, so I'm just staying in his house. So.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Ben and Sierra are still there sitting in the car where they were told to stay by Officer Sumbot. And it's a pretty safe assumption that they're being detained at this point because they're not free to leave. The cops still have Sierra's ID at this time, as far as I can tell, and they also still have the paperwork that they were there to serve. So this means that the Fourth Amendment is implicated and that the cops need valid, reasonable suspicion to justify the detention. And it also means that the length and the scope of that detention has to be reasonable in relation to that reasonable suspicion. Here, Josh is making allegations that they're harassing and stalking him. So there probably is justification for some length of detention in order to investigate those claims. But as this goes on, Ben explains the purpose for his presence, and he shows the valid court paperwork that he's there to serve. And so the officers learn at some point why Ben's there, and it becomes more unreasonable to continue to detain them against their will.
We'll do with what we can right here. But again, I'm going to look into those previous cases and I'll be back with you, okay?
Then Officer Sumbot and Canizales have yet another conversation where both of their body cams are muted. And meanwhile, Josh is still trying to convince the officers to find some charge, any charge, to arrest Ben for. In his pitch to Officer Pitt about why Ben should be arrested, Josh claims that they don't have a civil case. And yet, ironically, a few minutes earlier, he had refused to accept service of a civil case. As we can see, he did not even want to look at those papers.
So I've been this first officer, Officer Tonga, I've been sending him all the things because he's like, just send it here. They've got a case in Provo that they're working on because they've gone to businesses in Provo and harassed them. So they're getting them on, I don't know, on the general, but some kind of interruption of commerce. Does that sound like a crime? That's what Provo's working on.
It's interruption of commerce or
because they keep going to that business and harassing employees.
interfering with the business.
Well, and that's what they've done with our business.
Commercial obstruction.
Commercial obstruction. I mean, I got calls I'm supposed to be on, work I gotta do, but I'm out here ignoring work.
With this.
Because we closed the store, we put the store out of business, so now he's got no more YouTube content. You know what I mean? I'll show you the kinds of things he does at the store.
Does he have anything that he's recorded here that he's put on YouTube?
I don't know. I don't follow him. I don't think we've given him anything because they keep coming up and they only get police. I just call the police.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to come out and
make a show and
give him what he wants. He just wants YouTube stuff, right? So I'll show you what he looks like.
So I was going to say you could put your house into a trust and then not have your information on the trust.
Yeah.
It's a hassle to do, but it'll also possibly buy you some privacy, right?
It could, yes.
At one point where Josh is talking to the officer advises Josh that he could put his house into a trust to remove his name off of it, and that also he should look into one of these online services that you can use to get your private information off the internet. And actually, I can help him with that through the sponsor of today's video. Our personal information is all over the internet, and it's used against us, not just by our government, but by private corporations and AI, and it's only getting worse. You have to stay on top of it 24/7 and constantly get that stuff removed. And fortunately, I have software that does this for me. And you can too. Set up an account with the sponsor of this video, Incogni. Incogni tracks down and removes your personal data from multiple sites, including online directories, people search sites, and even commercial databases. The process is fully automated, so it will continuously remove your data from these places. As of today, Incogni has removed my personal information in 1,034 different places online. But I also use the custom removal feature available in the Unlimited plan and Family Unlimited plan to take down everything that's exposed about you online. So check out Incogni using the link below or go to incogni.com/civil for 60% off. Incogni helps wipe yourself from the internet completely. They can't harm you if they can't find you. Now back to the video. Officer Canizales then turns off his body cam and he leaves after never having unmuted it after the first time that he muted it, when he shouldn't have ever muted it, in my opinion.
Confidential.
So I work for a law firm, so we can do a trust instantly.
Yeah, and then so there's like a free people search as well.
Yeah, free people search. How do I delete off of there?
So there's a thing in free people search. You can go in and request that your information be removed.
Oh, really?
I would go in there and make
And then I'll change my phone number.
That's what I would do.
Do you think they're just verifying whether it's a real court case right now, or if they're just making up the whole story? Or?
Yeah, no, they're probably just verifying the documents.
He's just trying to harass me. Like, that's all it is YouTube content and then harassment.
It's an interesting situation too. We typically don't serve civil papers, so we can stand by and keep the peace to make sure that nobody like picks a fight or does anything criminal while we're around. But we typically can't serve civil papers, so it's possible he's just verifying it and then.
He said he wanted to serve. He was like, I want to serve these papers for you. That's the other. I was like, oh yeah, that's what you want. That'd be awesome.
Josh then goes back inside his house to get a jacket because he's cold.
Careful, I get a jacket.
No, yeah.
Once again, some bot mutes the audio on his body cam, but the audio was retrieved because Pitt left his unmuted. Some bot tells Pitt that at this point, all he's going to do is ask Josh if he wants to trespass them, presumably meaning just Sierra the process server, since Ben has already been trespassed.
Where'd he go?
I just went inside to get a jacket really quick. It was like
It's also weekday, so we're just gonna camp out until he comes home from work and we'll just serve him on the inside.
Tonga's been the one that was handling the case.
Tonga, I think Jacqueline. Hawkins.
Yeah. The Hawkins was the most recent.
Yeah, Hawkins was yesterday. I'm just gonna see if he wants to go trespass and then we'll leave.
Hold on.
All right.
So when Josh comes back outside, some bot asks him what he wants done today, and Josh says as much as you humanly can.
What do you want done today? Besides, obviously, talk to...
As much as you humanly possibly can.
Then some bot unmutes his body cam, and he explains to Josh that all he can do is trespass him at this point.
You want her trespass?
No. I want him for stalking.
Okay. That's something I can work through, but for right now, you want her trespassed?
Yes. That's all you can do.
Right now, I can screen charges, but with them saying they're trying to serve papers, kind of puts me in a little bit of a bind. I understand you have a history with...
They're fake.
I understand you have a history with him, but for right now, again, I'm open to screening charges through our attorney.
That's what Ammon, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, said stalking was. So he sent that to me. 2 or more incidences.
Code 4 suspend. Yeah, that's something I'm more than willing to screen.
Yeah,
Okay.
would cause a reasonable person to fear for their safety or suffer significant emotional distress.
So for right now, you want her trespassed?
I want them all trespassed, yes.
I'm going to go talk with him, give him his paper back, since you do not want this,
Can I
correct?
just peek at it?
What was that?
Can I peek at it?
It kind of puts me in a little bit
All
of
right,
a
never
bind.
mind. It's fake. There's no lawsuit anymore.
Okay. So anyway, I'm going to give this back to him and trespass her.
Because here's the thing. Like, think about this logically. Do you think a process server would show up with a guy that's been harassing me, a YouTuber, to serve papers in Utah?
Again, I don't know the whole situation.
Think about it logically. This guy's come to my house 3 days in a row. He's harassing people, and he's just going to be in the same car with a process server No.
Is he in the car right now?
Yeah. It's just not, that's fake. It is a lie. She's impersonating a process server.
Okay.
That is not a real lawsuit. If it was, it would go to a law firm, and then the law firm would send out a process server. And see, that process server is not going to be friends with the guy that's been harassing me.
I agree. No, I'll talk to her some more about that. But for right now, you want her trespass. You don't want him anywhere near the property, and I'll start looking at charges for stalking.
Yes, stalking and her.
And this all stems from the store in Oregon.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't take no for an answer. Now he's claiming that Sierra is impersonating a process server, which he claims is a crime. And he again claims that this is a fake lawsuit. Josh then once again retells his version of events that happened in Oregon. The officers are taking it in, but if they really cared, why didn't they just call themselves the Kaiser, Oregon Police Department, who actually handled that situation and could have given them the real facts and not the facts that are coming from people who you can see throughout this body cam footage are lying and providing completely misrepresented information.
I showed him a video. He shows up in his underwear and breaks things.
Do you own the store, or you just work for Bricks and
So when we first took it over, we were just employees. So we're there to rescue it. Then, like 4 months into it, we said, sure, we'll sign a franchise agreement. So like April or May, we signed a franchise agreement for it, not knowing how big of a mess this is. And then we operated it until this last month, and we closed the doors, and it's closed forever.
Okay, and
because of them.
How was he associated with the store?
He's not. He's a YouTuber that this guy hired to harass us because they know they don't have a civil case. So they said, we can't sue you, we will lose. So we're going to take this in the eyes of the public and just defame and make you guys look like jerks in the public's eye.
Okay.
That's their whole thing. He's a YouTuber.
He has nothing to do with the store at all.
He's a YouTuber.
Okay.
He lives in California. He has nothing to do with the store. He is just exclusively trying to get content.
He's got a video of him vandalizing the store kind of in Oregon, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's hanging signs. They sent a lady in, and the lady's like, "Oh, I'm going to murder you," to Amanda, the manager. And Amanda is she's a tough lady. And Amanda's like, "All right, get to it." And the lady, got scared. Obviously, she didn't kill her, right? They fake signed Amanda's signature, and they said, "Oh, well, you said you signed this, so you owe us money. Start writing checks." Blah blah blah. That's forgery, vandalism. They held, this kid went to the park and he set up a little table. He printed a tablecloth that says Bricks and Minifigs, and he had a fake raffle. So people started coming into the store and they're like, "I won the raffle at the park." And you're like, "What raffle? We're not doing a raffle." "Yeah, you had a table set up." He sold shirts out on the corner. He hung signs. He called the store 1 billion times, threatened the employees. Now they're coming to our houses, and they went to corporate headquarters on Monday.
Okay.
So Provo's working on a case too for whatever we said.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes things a little more clear. He has no association
He's a
with the store.
YouTuber. He's just trying to get content.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to them. I'll be right back.
Yep.
I don't like to have boring days, but I also don't like when other people are, struggling. So.
Then Officer Sumbot returns to Ben's car with the papers that he says that Josh did not want, and instead he just tells them that Josh wants them trespassed.
What was that? He does not want the paper. So
He does not want the papers?
here's that back for you.
Okay.
He wanted you trespassed. Okay, so don't
But
come back.
she never even went on the property, though.
Yeah, so who went on the property?
None of us did.
You guys, no one went on the property today.
No.
Okay, why is he saying that you guys went on the property?
Because he wants us arrested, so he doesn't have to report.
Okay. But he does want you trespassed, regardless. He doesn't need a reason as to why.
So how do we serve him then?
You gotta go through the court, man. You gotta...
We did go through the court and they said we have to serve him in person.
Okay. I'm not sure what this is. I've never seen something like that. To be honest with you...
These are court papers.
Okay. It doesn't have a judge's name or anything like that on it?
Because it hasn't gotten to the judge yet. So this is serving him, and then we'll go to the court, and then the judge will be there. So the judge doesn't get involved until we're in court.
The officers then tell Ben to go back and do things properly through the courts. Ben correctly tells them that that's exactly what he's trying to do, The court doesn't have jurisdiction unless and until service is effectuated.
What is your association with this?
He stole a bunch of money from me.
Okay. How exactly did he do that?
So we had $200,000 worth of Legos in the store.
Okay.
And it's the world's largest Star Wars Lego collection set.
Okay.
And basically, the deal was we can put our Legos in his store. Once one gets sold, he keeps a small percentage of it, and then we get the rest.
Okay.
And then, that was with the previous owner. It's a complicated thing. It was with the previous owner. He's corporate. He comes down, takes over the store, because I'm taking everything in this. The owner's screaming at him, you can't kick me out of the store. All of these sets have not been paid for yet. He says, I don't care, I'm taking it anyways. Boom, he takes all the sets, sells them, keeps all the profit, which was supposed to go to us. And so we sued him, actually, and we won. And they had to he shut the whole store down to avoid paying us. Okay. So now the only option left, we have to sue him personally because it's a personal thing he did. So now we're suing him personally. And he's doing everything he can to avoid accountability for his actions because, he's a greedy guy, I guess. And if he calls the police on us, then he gets to keep all the money, So that's his logic.
Okay. Again, this is a civil issue between the two of you.
And we're
I understand that. Right now, he doesn't want anyone coming on his property. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want anyone that you know.
Yeah, well, of course he doesn't want. No criminal wants to be served court papers. Yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be something that you're gonna have to work out through the court. I don't know if it's gonna be garnishment or something along the lines of that.
We have to serve him before we can do garnishment.
So
Yeah.
talk to the court.
Yeah, and this is what we talked to the court. And
so again, he's saying that you guys are coming up taking photos of his house.
He's gonna say whatever he can. He's gonna lie to you guys in order to get us arrested, so that way he doesn't have to pay for what he stole.
Okay. So again, figure out what you got to do through the court. He doesn't want.
Yeah.
He wanted you trespass, so don't come back to the property.
And we did that. So we did exactly what you said. We figured out with the court. The court said we have to come here and serve these legal papers.
Okay. So I would just go back to the court, talk to them, explain your situation.
Yeah, we did that.
Figure something out regarding that, because
they said you just have to camp outside his house. Is what the court said.
I don't think.
I don't believe that they would say that.
They say we should have to keep trying.
So I'm almost certain if you do certified mail, where you have to sign for the mail that you receive, that counts as service. I don't believe a judge or a court would tell you to camp in front of somebody's residence.
This is my third or fourth court case. This happens every single time because the criminal thinks that they could do this to get away with the crime. So this is what the court has always told. This is my fourth time going through this.
So yeah. Try something different because it's not working.
Yeah, well, it's worked every time for me, but I always win. I win every single time.
So are you doing this personally, or did you do it through an attorney?
Personally, I am my own attorney.
You're what?
I'm my own lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, again, it doesn't look good when you've been trespassed and you have someone that you obviously know, a friend, coming here that you're saying is a process server.
Yeah.
Trying to serve papers.
Well, I think it looks exactly how we're supposed to do it legally. This is the legal way to do it.
Well, we have 2 or 3 incidents where we
have.
Yeah.
Well, first, so they're incidents because he's lying to you guys. He's making them incidents. We came to do a good faith conversation, which is required by the courts before you can get a court case approved. So we did that. He called the cops on us. He lied to you guys saying that we had heroin on us. And we did a 3-hour search of the car yesterday. We found no heroin in the car. He's going to make up any lie he can to get us arrested. He's a lawyer. He's a pretty high up lawyer, so he knows exactly what to say to trigger you guys, to get you on his side. And I mean, the reason I'm not arrested yet is because we are doing things the legal way, the correct way. The reason he's hiding in his house is because he's the criminal. If something doesn't look good, it doesn't look good for him, not for us.
Well, you got to figure something out. We're different than this, okay? I don't want to see you keep showing up to his house, especially when you've been trespassed, okay?
I never showed up to his house. We're on public.
Well, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But when you're parked outside next to his house,
then we're following the legal procedure of how to serve someone court papers. That's what we're doing.
So, figure out a different avenue. Again, talk with the court about what you need to do. But for right now, he doesn't want either one of you on his property, okay?
We're good.
Okay.
Well, we're not going on his property, so...
Do you have any questions for me?
I guess what happens if we don't do it a different way?
What do you mean?
Because you said we have to go about this a different way.
So I would say go through the legal process, find an actual process server.
She is an actual process server.
And what is your guys' relationship?
I just met her today.
Okay. Do you have any any papers that show that you're a process server?
So anyone can be a process server. You have to be 18 years old, and you have to be not affiliated with the case. So she is not affiliated with the case. She's over 18 years old. That qualifies as a process server.
Sumbot tells Ben to find an actual process server, and Ben correctly tells Sumbot that Sierra is an actual process server. Sumbot claims that he has to find somebody who's not affiliated with Ben to serve process, and that's not a requirement for service. And Sumbot has no authority to say who can and who cannot serve process for reckless Ben out of an Oregon civil lawsuit.
Okay. Well, maybe just have someone not affiliated with you.
That's her. Yeah, she's. We have no relationship. That's why she's here. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why she's here. We have no relationship, and that is she is the exact person that you're describing.
Okay. Again, this being a civil issue between the two of you,
yes,
you guys need to figure that out.
Civilly, yes.
Okay. If it means that you need to go through the mail or something like that in order to serve him, then that's the way to do it. But obviously something's not working here if you've been here this many times. Okay.
Well, it's working for us. We haven't been arrested yet, and he's about to be served papers. He's about to go to jail, so it's working out for us.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I guess.
Okay. All right. So you two understand trespass. Don't come onto the property. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day.
Sumbot tells both of them that they're trespassed and not to return to Josh's property. Meanwhile, Josh is still trying to convince the other officers to arrest and charge Ben. Again, repeating the lie that the Mormon kid the day before had allegedly tried to come into his house, which we know for a fact is not true.
The kid delivered the fake UPS, the fake package to me. I'm looking at him, I'm like, you look like you're 16. I'm like, you look at his hat, UPS? He's like, yeah. Sign here. Man, I'm like, what the heck? Then I was sitting there just thinking about it. I went to church and came back. I'm like, oh, I bet this is that scammer, you know? So I called the police. I'm like, dude, I want you to come look at this fake package. And then they started, 2 cars pulled up. And then the cop showed up on Sunday. And then yesterday, the kid tried to come in the house in the door. And then today, they're taking pictures. I'm just done. I'm done with it.
Oh,
There's got to be something you can do, right?
And that's where screening charges, that immediately gets the attorneys involved in looking at the case, right? It's not having to be further investigated or, you know, it's going to go right to attorneys and they'll,
Let me see my schedule. I'm missing a call. Okay, if I call Ammon, the CEO?
Yeah, go ahead. You're not in trouble or anything right now. We're just kind of wanting to know what you want done on this. You know,
as much as we humanly possibly can.
Josh then calls Ammon McNeff, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs, and he puts him on speakerphone during this interaction. Like he told the cops, Josh tells Ammon that he just doesn't know what to do. And the irony is that he could have just done nothing. He didn't need to do anything. Like many other people do when Mormons come knocking on their door out of the blue, he could have just done nothing. Not answered the door, not come outside. He could have done nothing. And he would have been completely safe. Nothing would have happened. But he wanted to be a complete drama queen, and he wanted to sick his buddies at the American Fork Police Department on Reckless Ben, because he wanted Ben to stop what he was doing, because it was exposing things he did not want exposed.
I want them to go to Brandon's house. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey.
Just here with the police again. They have fake service papers. And the girl is like, she's like, oh no, I got to serve him these papers. Like they printed up a fake lawsuit, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, do you think the process server would really be riding with the YouTube guy to deliver papers to a guy that he's been harassing? I'm like, do you think I'm stupid? But I don't know. I'm just done with them.
Yeah.
you know, the girl came up to the house, and then I was working. I was on call, so Kaylee's like, oh, she's coming back because Ben told her to come back and take pictures inside the windows. So then she's taking pictures in the windows. And yesterday they tried to come in the door, and then Sunday they delivered the fake package. I don't know what to do, man.
Ammon, the CEO, then addresses Officer Pitt directly. And then he also tries to convince the officers to arrest and charge Ben. He says that they're causing them financial harm and actively attempting to spread hate online. He says that this can't continue and somebody has to be arrested in order to make an example out of them.
Did you call the police again?
Yeah, they're here. He's standing here. You're on speaker.
Okay.
I just don't know what to do, man. I'm done with these guys.
So, sorry, officer, what's your name?
Oh,
What's that?
He just saying hi. Officer
Oh, Pitt.
Pitt.
Officer Pitt. So, I'm assuming Josh has kind of explained what's been going on and what's happening. They're using, electronic communications to stalk and harass our staff pretty aggressively. Obviously trying to take pictures inside, somebody's home. They tried to come into our office yesterday, and we've now had multiple agencies across multiple cities and multiple states dealing with these individuals. And the Sandy police yesterday were ready and willing to arrest these individuals for Utah statutes for cyberbullying and digital stalking, because they're using electronic means for communication and coordinating their stalking habits.
Oh, it's digital stalking, not stalking.
It's all of the above.
Okay, got it.
But because they're continuing to use additional tactics and other things like that, thinking that they're being cute and whatnot. The reality is they are causing financial, physical, and the harm that they're creating, going after the individuals. Their families are afraid to leave the house.
Yeah.
Because they're doxing people. They're doing things to try and generate hate online. So they're actively spreading falsehoods online. They're doing all sorts of things just to extort money out of us. So we've got a pending extortion, a case that the Provo Police Department's working on us with. And there's lots of things, but they're ramping things up and they're continuing to send people, and they just won't leave people alone.
Yeah.
This can't continue. So somebody has to be arrested to show that they can't continue to do this. Because it's not just harmless, knocking on somebody's door. This is stalking, this is harassment. And I've already looked up the laws. The laws in the state of Utah aren't trained just to threats of physical violence when it comes to harassment. So there's other forms of harassment that absolutely qualify in this case. And we need the police to take action to get these people to stop causing harm to individuals and their families.
Yep. And that's the case officer. He, like he was saying, he's going to submit, have it screened for charges with our prosecutors, right, with our city prosecutors. They're going to review everything, and then ultimately arresting someone for an offense. They go to jail, they get booked, they get let out.
Yep.
It's going to go through that whole same process. What's going to happen is, if he's got multiple incidents with multiple agencies, it's all going to go through our district court. But then they can kind of combine everything, from what I understand. And,
but also, again, adding to the charges, impersonating an officer of the court, that carries it's pretty significant,
you can't pretend to be a process server. Sorry.
But what about the law? He tells the officer, don't worry about the law. He's already researched the law. Reckless Ben just has to be stopped. When the officer says that it's basically out of his pay grade, the CEO then, just like Josh, refuses to take no for an answer. He then bizarrely claims that it's a crime for Sierra to allegedly impersonate an officer of the court, which is complete nonsense. And first of all, a process server is just somebody above the age of 18 who who isn't a party or attorney to the case. And it's not a crime to impersonate a process server, and that's even assuming that that's what happened. But she actually was trying to serve process. And the cops knew that that's what she was doing. They just ignorantly thought that she wasn't allowed to do it.
Yeah, you can't. That's got to be illegal.
And that's, like I say, he's getting combining charges. He's going to submit
impersonate.
So, yeah, and like, again, there's additional fraud that they're conducting. I don't know, like, obviously we're working with the police up in Salem, Oregon, but up there, they actually forged somebody's signature on a fake contract just to try and, like, and it's all just for clicks and for views and everything else online. They don't actually care about any of the things that they're going after. They just, well, other than also the extortion. So they're continuing to also press this issue of extortion. When the party that actually owes the money, they're in on it with that person. They've been actively coordinating, trying to shift the blame to our company. And obviously, so, like, I know that you're not the attorney, you're not the one that's going to be looking at that kind of stuff, but I think it needs to be documented, the actions that they are continuing to take. So them pretending to be UPS drivers and getting a signature is probably going to be used for, like, more additional fraud.
Yep.
That they're going to be pushing for, and that I think also is a crime to pretend to be like a delivery driver to obtain signature. Like, there's so much that they're doing right now that is like part of a coordinated, like, just scheme.
All right, she's been trespassed.
All right, hold on, Officer Sumbot is back.
Okay, she's been trespassed. Talking with him, he's telling me a different story. Again, I don't know all the specifics of your case. He is very adamant that he wants to serve you with papers. Okay.
That's fake. That's illegal. You can't pretend to be a process server.
So
You can't. That's illegal.
I've explained to him that you don't want to be served papers. He's got to figure something out. If it's, again, I don't know if there's an actual case right now in Oregon.
It's a Class A misdemeanor to impersonate a process server in the state of Utah.
So right now,
I want her arrested for impersonating a process server.
So right now, I've explained that to them and explained that he needs to go a whole different route about this and to not come onto your property as well as her.
No. I can't just go pretend. I can't go print up fake documents and go try to process serve people. That's illegal.
Josh continues to claim that they should be arrested for impersonating a process server. Josh claims that the court papers, which we know were completely real, and which he declined to even look at when given the opportunity, and therefore he's never seen, he claims they were 1 gazillion% fake and fabricated.
Have you two been to court before?
No, he can't. No, he's a YouTuber.
Okay, you've never been to court with him.
No.
So these papers that he printed up are
fake.
fake.
Yes, 1 billion, trillion, gazillion%.
Okay, never been to court with him or
Never
anyone
been to
associated
court.
with
Nobody's ever been to court.
Okay.
He's a YouTuber.
Okay, what was the reason behind your store closing this month?
His harassment and
You guys
vandalism.
shut it down?
Yeah.
Okay. So on your own accord, you guys
On
shut
my
it down?
own accord, yes.
Okay. Okay. I've explained that to him. Right now, I'll look into...
Did you take pictures of those things?
Yes, I got the case number that he's referring to, and I'll check with the court, see if it's a valid civil case that he's trying to push through, and we'll go about it that way, okay? Again, I don't know all the specifics. I don't know why this whole thing has been happening between the two of you. I'm getting two different stories from each one of you.
What is he possibly saying?
He's saying that he had $200,000 worth of Star Wars Legos.
He didn't. No, he did not.
Right.
So Sumbot says that he will check with the court and see if the paperwork is valid. But once again, they refuse to take no for an answer, and the CEO, Ammon, once again attempts to convince the officers to make an immediate arrest based on things that allegedly happened in Oregon. Ammon, the CEO, then continues to try to convince Officer Pitt, who's still standing there, to arrest Ben. And Ammon claims that he's been working with prosecutors in Provo, Utah, to charge Ben with a felony for interfering with his business.
Never had that.
So officer, again, this is Hammond. I'm with the corporate office.
He's the CEO.
Oh, hi.
So what's happened is we had a former franchisee that entered into an invalid consignment agreement with a completely separate person. That person sold their Lego sets and didn't pay the person that they entered. And this has nothing to do with Mr. Schneider. Mr. Schneider is just a YouTuber that got a hold of the story and then went to this guy and said, hey, if I can harass these guys and if I can do some stuff and get some money out of them, will you pay me some of that money? And that's what they're trying to do, is the individual who actually owes the money left the United States. They were one of our franchisees. They were terminated as a franchisee for violating all sorts of rules. They then fled to Europe somewhere. And so we've been trying to deal with this situation. We've been trying to help the person up in Oregon, but because we found out later that they've been all working together to try and force some money out of us. So we've had our attorneys working on it. We've been in contact with the Marion County Sheriff's Department, the Marion County District Attorney, the Kaiser, and this is all up in Oregon. And then they started flying down here, coming to our corporate offices, and now they're heading to our staff and other individuals' personal residences to just harass and continue to try and extort money out of them. And so there's already a case in Provo because they've been passing fraudulent documents up in Oregon. They created a fake contract, forged a manager's signature up there, threatened to kill her, all sorts of things. And all of this while he's wearing glasses that have a camera in it. I don't know if you see the
Is he wearing the glasses today?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's wearing the glasses. Yeah, so you're on YouTube.
So he's filming you guys, he's filming everything, and he's trying to put all this stuff together to put together an additional extortion attempt on us. Okay. So that's what they're doing. And he like, if you go to his channel, Reckless Ben, that's what he does. He just goes around and he does stupid things, and he harasses people, and he chops and screws up all of this footage, and that's all he's trying to do is get footage right now. He's just trying to get more footage to put more videos out there to get more clicks and likes. He has nothing to do with this case other than he just, and he was the one who vandalized the store over the weekend, along with Mr. Mansell, who's the original person who consigned it to a completely different entity, a different party. Okay. So they just know that, like, because that other person, that other party, they went bankrupt and don't have any money, they're just going after somebody else that they think they can just extort money out of.
Gotcha. Okay. Has the store had any sort of lawsuit filed against them by this Ben Schneider or the Mansell?
No. So again, going on the fraud that the Marion County District Attorney's office is looking into, they filed multiple small claims court claims against a completely separate entity, and they used fictitious names to do so. All of the cases were then dropped because of it, and but none of them were filed against the actual individuals. Okay. They weren't filed against Josh or his entity. They weren't filed against us and our entity. They were filed against completely either fictitious entities or otherwise, but they're fraudulently filing things with the state in order to make it look legitimate when he puts his videos out online. Gotcha. And he's done this at least, I think, in 2 other instances with individuals who ended up, filing lawsuits against him.
Okay.
So that's what we're working on right now with our own attorneys is going after him and his stuff. But no lawsuits have been filed against us, against Josh and his entity, or against any of the parties that he's claiming. But we're working on our lawsuit to file against him and all individuals that are associated with him, including the former franchisees and Mr. Mansell, who are all colluding together to try and extort money out of us.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay, let me make some phone calls and I'll be back with you. Okay, just give me 1 moment.
Somebody else's stupid agreement. Thanks, Ammon.
Yeah.
I'm losing my voice. Yeah.
Okay, you want me to stay on the phone or?
Do you want to?
Well.
No.
When they come back, I guess Officer Pitt, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys need from us or like from me right now?
Do you have any written statements that you filled out as to like kind of what's going on?
Yeah. In fact, again, like with the Provo Police Department, I actually just went through and did a lineup, a double-blind digital lineup to pick out Mr. Schneider of that lineup because of the aggravated. I think that the Utah County Prosecutor's Office is looking at aggravated economic interference or something along those lines. Some from a felony that they're looking to push.
Okay.
At least that's what we were told previously. So I've been coordinating, working with the Provo Police Department. So I'm sure you can. Do you want me to give you the case number?
Yeah, let me pull up my notes here.
I like how he can just lie to you guys. He's just straight face. Oh no, he owes me $200,000.
That's the thing is, we're on our side of things. We have to.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know Adam. You don't know it from Adam. You know what I mean?
Trying to determine everything based on both sides of the story and.
Oh, I'm trying to serve him papers. Yeah, I bet you are. With a YouTuber. If I were a reputable law firm, that's it. Like, oh yeah, let the people that are.
If they're trying to serve papers, they're deputies from the sheriff's department, right? So you should be able to, like, the police should very easily be able to determine whether or not that's truthful, because if they're deputies, they have records, they have
It says Oregon on it, so they don't have access to the Oregon records.
Right, but you don't bring somebody down as a service processor from Oregon. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
They have to, the service processor has to be hired in the state of service.
So that's where I think he's making some phone calls on that right now.
Josh tells Officer Pitt that they should somehow conspire to get Ben to go to Sandy, Utah, because the cops there are even more on his side. And he brags that they were there undercover protecting his partner's house from the scary YouTube kids. And when this innocent person ends up walking up, they pounce on him. And he thinks it was hilarious that these police officers there scared the crap out of some innocent kid thinking that he was Ben.
You should encourage him to go to Sandy. Just like, can't go. Those guys aren't playing.
Well, Sandy's got charges. Do they have charges on him?
Yeah, so she said, Brandon didn't dive into it, but she said, we've been trying to get this guy. He's we got other businesses and things that he's been. So they would love to get him. Love to get him. So
it might be worth calling Sandy if they want us to take him and hold him.
Oh, you should. I'll show you a picture from last night. So, they sat around my partner's house, and it's on this other channel. Because they had undercovers and everything. They waited for him to show up, and then a kid came to buy. This isn't a bad guy. This kid came to buy an auto part from my partner's father-in-law, and then the police. They just pounced because they were thinking it was Ben and his team, right? So they pounced that kid, scared the crap out of him because they had set up. They're like, we're just waiting because they came here. Yeah. So they're like, we're waiting for them to come there because that's been their MO. They come here and then they go there. So they were fully expecting him to be there, and they did.
And this was when?
Just last night.
Hang tight for just 1 sec.
Then both officers Sumbot and Pitt do something for the next 25 minutes, and we have no idea what they're doing or what they're saying because they both muted the audio on their body cams. Then at around 16:44, there's a phone call made by Officer Sumbot from his police cruiser to the courts in Oregon, attempting to verify whether or not this paperwork was legitimate.
Hi, I'm trying to speak with someone to verify if a case is, just verify if a case is real.
Okay. Did you get a case number, or I can look up a name?
I do. When you're ready.
I'm ready.
It's 26.
Yeah, looks like a real small claims case in our court.
Okay, do you know if it's already been to court, or are you allowed to tell me kind of where they're at with the case?
There is no hearing date set, and there hasn't been a hearing in the case yet.
And so the lady with the court in Oregon verifies over the phone to the officer that it is an actual legitimate case pending in their court. And she actually informs him that nothing is currently happening with it because the defendant, Josh Johnson, needs to be served before anything can move forward with the case.
All I see is the claim that was filed. I don't see proof of service or anything. Hearing, would
Okay, so the defendant needs to be served with papers before the case will, I guess, start?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you for your help. That's all for today. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, bye.
Sumbot thanks the lady, and then he gets out of his cruiser. He then walks over to another cruiser and once again mutes his body cam, this time for about 2.5 minutes, destroying all evidence of what was said during that time.
I think this phone call was the breaking point for the police.
Oh, he's rubbing his chin.
The police couldn't handle the fact that I was right and they were wrong.
Then Sumbot walks back over to Josh with the paperwork that he has now verified as legitimate after Sumbot tells them that there is actually a pending lawsuit against them in Oregon and that Ben is trying to serve that lawsuit on Josh, the one they claim didn't exist and was fake. The CEO, Ammon, then says that Josh is his employee and also his friend, and that it's not fair to his family that Reckless Ben is making them feel bad, and that letting them go, even though they've committed no crime, it's just not an option. It can't be an option. He needs to be arrested in order to send a message.
What do you got?
You have, do you know when this sign was put up here?
What sign?
There's a sign right here behind my partner's car.
Oh, pay attention. What does it say?
Just picture of you.
Oh.
So I was wondering maybe if your doorbell camera caught maybe someone putting that up.
What is it? Just a picture? Does it say anything?
Something along the lines of stealing a dead man's savings or something like that, dying man's savings.
They hung a sign at my house, bro.
I made this poster that says, I stole a dying man's life savings, and printed it out. Now I'm placing this poster in a public space right across the street from Josh's house. Yeah, it turns out this tiny patch of land is actually free for any person of the public to use. And since we have the freedom of speech, I am breaking no laws by doing this.
It looks like this is a real case. It just hasn't gone to court. Okay.
It's a real case. Who's it against?
Against you, him versus you.
Ben Snyder?
Mm-hmm.
What an idiot.
So.
He's just racking up the charges, and we're working together. It's going to show that it's a whole pattern.
Yeah, it's a whole pattern.
Him harassing you, harassing your partner. So it's the more documentation we get against him, the better the case is going to go in your favor.
Yeah.
And I'm I appreciate you guys, coming out, and obviously Josh is one of my employees, but he's also a friend, and his family is being put through the ringer with these guys. It's not fair to them. Their mental health and their physical health is being affected by these guys. Letting them go cannot be an option here, guys. There's got to be something for cyber stalking, bullying, all of the different things. There's got to be something to arrest them and send a message that this is not appropriate. This is not okay.
I'm in agreement with you. Again, that's why we're kind of working through this right now and communicating with Sandy, getting this pattern. I'm going to talk with him regarding this sign. That is something that we're looking into, as well as stalking charges. But again, we just got to work through this one step at a time. This isn't something that's normal. So just let us kind of do our thing for right now. Again, I empathize with you. I don't want someone coming up to my door trying to send in other people up to my door.
In that case, would this be an improper serve, Ammon?
Oh, absolutely. The gal, I'm assuming you guys have looked into it. Regardless of the fact that they have a case they filed in the state of Oregon, they didn't hire a service processor in the state of Utah. This gal is not an actual agent of the courts, and she claimed to be. She's impersonating the court. And that's a Class A misdemeanor.
Ammon once again tries to deceive this officer, falsely claiming that Sierra has committed the non-existent crime of impersonating a process server. Fortunately, Officer Sumbot correctly then shuts that down, telling Ammon that basically the only requirement to be a process server is to be a person over the age of 18.
So in Utah, you just have to be 18 years old. That's about the extent of that. Again, we're working through it. We are going to talk with him some more regarding
Just
all
because
this.
he's leaving today doesn't mean he's getting away with it or anything.
But he's
like
going to go
that.
to California. You guys can have a warrant all you want, and then he's never going to face any repercussions.
I mean, like I said, and the courts can. I mean, they can send somebody to California, right? If they've got. So I mean, they can send somebody to get him if they find that they have enough to.
They'd have to have enough, right?
And
Well,
we're submitting everything we can.
Let us go finish up with him. We'll be back with
You're
you,
the best.
okay?
Thanks, officers. Appreciate it.
Officer Sumbot then walks yet again over to where Ben and Sierra are in their car, and instead of just telling them to be on their way, for some reason he once again starts questioning them on the underlying situation. Clearly, the officers of the American Fork Police Department have a lot of time on their hands.
All right, here's paperwork back.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Kind of explain this whole thing to me one more time, the last couple days.
Okay, it's funny. I was actually showing her the video of it that I made because she's not cut up on it either. So he basically stole a $200,000 collection of Star Wars Legos from this family.
Okay.
We sued him. We won.
What is your affiliation with this family?
I'm a journalist, and the family hit me up to cover the story.
Okay.
And so we sued him. We won. I conducted the lawsuit because his family doesn't have the means. That's why I think he knew that this family was like too poor because his company's worth $400 million. So, like, 83-year-old man dying of cancer versus $400 million company, he's gonna win even if he's in the wrong. You know, that's how he was getting away with it. He kept saying like just sue me and stuff. Just sue. And he told us over and over like, please just sue me. And so we're like, okay. Well, so they got me on. I covered the story. I gave them all the necessary means and like basically everything they need to sue, basically. And we won. And then to avoid paying us, he closed down the store. So the whole franchise is closed. And so basically the case is now like we can't garnish a wage of a store that isn't making money. So we are now suing him personally. And if you're asking what happened the last couple of days, we came to have what's called a good faith conversation before suing. A court requires you to have that. They want to see proof that you tried settling it outside of court before going to court. So we came here to have the good faith conversation with him. I came to talk peacefully, just like, hey. Also, there's going to be a warrant out for his arrest within 2 weeks. According to the chief of police in Oregon, they just need a little bit more evidence. And he said within the next 2 weeks they're going to put out a warrant for his arrest. If that happens, then we can't garnish his wages if he's in jail. So I wanted to have a peaceful conversation, just saying, hey, you're going to get arrested, and then even after you get out of jail, then you have to pay them if you're still alive by then. But or you can just open up the doors, and all of this family's Lego sets are still in the store. You know, like you're not selling them. Like why not just let them have it, and then you don't have to get arrested, you don't have to get sued. And instead of doing that, he called the police on us, and because that's just his way out of everything. He thinks if he can call the police, then he can get away with the crime, if that makes sense. And so he's been making up stories about what we're doing. He's said we had like heroin in our car, I think, or something. And there was like a 3-hour search in our car yesterday, proving there was no heroin or narcotics in our car. This guy's just unhinged, and he'll say anything to get out of trouble. And now we're here. We're just following the legal process. We're being peaceful. We're being cooperative. We're just doing what the law tells us to do.
Are you just going after him, or are you going after other people in this business?
So there's 2 people that were owners of the store. It was Joshua Johnson and Brandon Best.
Okay.
And those are the only 2 people, because both of them are the ones that, I mean, they both had the chance to make it, and they still can. If they open up the door right now, we'll leave and never come back, you know? Because those Lego sets are just going to rot in that store and never get sold. So if he just wants to open the door and let the family take them, and we'll just leave. And, you know, like, we don't have to do the court, but it seems like this is what he wants. You know, he wants us to sit outside his house and serve him papers. Like, this is his decision for us to do this. So we would like to resolve it a different way, but he's the one basically choosing for us to act like this.
He tells them that they're straddling the line of stalking, and Ben explains that nobody should feel unsafe. They are there for legal and business reasons. They can just accept the papers and will leave. The officer tells Ben that he cannot be putting up signs with Josh's face on it, accusing him of things. He says that that's residential picketing, and it's a misdemeanor. This is probably something that was discussed in one of the muted portions of this body cam footage that was destroyed by the officers muting their body cams. The officer says the court can send someone to serve the papers, which is absurd. The officer also says that Josh has the right not to accept service of court paperwork, which is also absurd. I mean, if that were true, like I said, no defendant would ever be served in any civil lawsuit.
We also can't have you posting signs.
That was to get him to try and come out, I guess. And we looked up that property.
When was that put up?
I don't know, just this morning. But that is like a public property. Like we looked up that little like patch. The homeowners association doesn't own that, so actually it's public for anyone to put stuff up there.
Okay. So you put that up there?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on in Sandy?
Sandy? Oh, is that Brandon Best? That's where Brandon Best lives. We tried to do the same thing. I rang his doorbell and I said, hey, I'm here to have a good faith conversation with you before you get sued. And then he walked outside and just stared at me. I was like, okay, like I guess I'll tell you the spiel. Like, there is going to be a warrant out for your arrest. We can re-sue you again personally. We know that you closed down the store to avoid paying us, but we can go through this whole thing again. We won last time, we will win again. Or you can just open up the thing, and he just didn't say a word to us, so then the cops came. I wasn't trying to intimidate them. I was just trying to have this good faith conversation that their court requires us to have. I tried to be by the books as much as possible.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Obviously, this isn't working.
Yeah. No, it will work if we keep doing it. Yeah.
No.
It always has worked for us before.
No. So, right now, you're straddling the line of what we call stalking. Okay.
But we're not stalking. We're here for we're doing what the court told us to do.
Regardless if you're to serve papers, if you continue to have people going up to his door and onto his residence,
then we're following
him and his family feel unsafe, you are straddling that line of stalking.
Yeah, but what the law says is if the average person would feel unsafe by our behaviors. So I think he's feeling unreasonably unsafe. A reasonable person would not feel unsafe in this situation.
What about his family members, kids, wife, kids?
They should not feel unsafe. We're here for a legal business reason. If he feels unsafe because we're here serving papers, that's on him. That's what the law says, is that's on him, not us.
Okay. Well, him and his family are not feeling safe with you sitting outside of your...
That's their fault.
Okay.
If they want to accept these papers, we won't sit here. That's their fault that they feel unsafe.
Regardless of if you're to serve papers or not, having multiple people that you just met come up here and try to serve papers
I
for
can
you?
say the same thing. I feel unsafe trying to conduct business with him, and he calls the police on me to hide. I feel unsafe because of that. Okay. Because we had a 3-hour search in our car. He said we had heroin in our car yesterday. We had a 3-hour search in our car. That makes me feel unsafe. I think that's reasonable for me to feel unsafe. It's not reasonable for him to feel unsafe.
Well, you're the one putting yourself in this position by sitting outside his house.
Well, what's the alternative?
And putting up signs like that.
Well, what's the alternative?
You can't be doing that.
Why not?
You cannot be putting up signs, AI photos of his face in front of his house with information like that.
Isn't that freedom of speech?
It's called residential picketing. It's a Class B misdemeanor.
But
so, right now, you're just kind of digging yourself in this hole. I've explained to you, this is not working, okay? It didn't work in Sandy, it's not working here.
Well, what's the alternative then?
You need to figure something out with the court.
Well, that's what we did,
If the court needs to send someone themselves to serve these papers, then they can do that. But you sitting outside his house, making his family and him feel unsafe, and putting these signs out here.
But doesn't the law say that if the average person feels unsafe, like, isn't this, it's like if a reasonable person...
Right now, you're speculating. I know if I had multiple unknown people coming up to my door
but you told him
and
what we're
putting
here
out
for,
signs.
Right? You told him we're here to serve him papers.
I understand that, but you have people coming here trying to deliver packages for you, when we both know that's not what they're here for.
Yeah, but why...
This isn't something up for argument. I'm telling you how it is. Okay? Right now, you put up a sign, picketing sign, out right in front of his residence. You're sitting outside his residence with someone you just met, supposedly, trying to get them to serve papers for you.
Yeah, that's
when
what the
you
law
know
tells
you've been
us to do,
trespassed.
But even if that's what the
You've
law.
been told here, you've been told in Sandy.
Yeah, but I'm not trespassing though.
But you're sitting outside his house. So right now, you are straddling that line of stalking. Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah, I see it's straddling the line, but we're still on the side of not stalking now because we're here for a legitimate business reason.
Okay, as I explained to you, the reasoning behind you wanting to serve papers, if he has no obligation to accept those papers. You need to figure something out. This is a civil matter. This is a civil matter out of Oregon. Okay? If the Oregon court wants to figure out another way to serve him, they can do that. But you sitting outside of his house with random people that you keep bringing here to serve him papers.
Not ran through the process server.
Again, people you just met.
Well, yeah, if I knew who she was, then she wouldn't be eligible to serve the papers.
Again, this hasn't been working the last couple days.
Yeah,
it didn't work in.
It
didn't work in Sandy.
Why
he's feeling unsafe. His family's feeling unsafe. You're putting out signs. You're putting out signs in front of his house.
Freedom of speech. Yeah.
Again, picketing.
Then some bot tells Ben to hang tight, and then he once again mutes his body cam. This time for about 7 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay. All right. Hang tight.
We can see that he's making phone calls and he's researching things on his laptop in his police cruiser during this time. Meanwhile, Ben and Sierra are still presumably detained against their will. Still muted, Sumbot then gets out of his cruiser and he talks to the other officers. Eventually, he unmutes his body cam and he walks back towards Ben's car. When he gets there, he asks Ben to step out of the car.
All right, Benjamin, step out for me.
With his shirt on my pocket.
Okay, I'll just stand over here. Do you have any weapons or anything like that on you?
No.
Okay, let's put your hands behind your back.
Am I being arrested?
You're under arrest right now for stalking.
Really?
Officer Sumbot arrests Ben, telling him he's being arrested for stalking.
This is my first time ever being arrested. We're just following the law of what the...
Is there a phone or anything you'd like to take with you?
Is that okay? Can I take a phone?
Okay, we'll collect it for you. It's not going to be on you.
No, I'm okay.
Alright, let me walk over here.
Oh, you guys are arresting me, not Josh?
He's handcuffed behind his back and then he's walked down the sidewalk. Then one of the officers goes to the car with Ben no longer in it and he talks to Sierra.
If he has a phone that he wants to take with him to jail, he is absolutely welcome to. He can get phone numbers off it and anything like that when he's at jail. This is his phone? Okay.
So Ben is already under arrest. He's been walked down the sidewalk. The officer lies to Sierra and claims that he needs Ben's phone so that Ben can have it. Really what he's doing, in my opinion, is seizing evidence without a warrant. Usually they could seize somebody's phone when it's on their person when they arrest him under the inventory exception because they have to account for a person's belongings. But in this case, Ben did not have his phone on his person. Sierra had it. So they had no right to take it, especially after he was arrested. And we can tell that it was seized in order to be used as evidence because we see as soon as the officer grabbed it, what's he do? He checks to see if it's locked after he grabs it from Sierra.
Yeah. Widen your stance for me. Okay. All right. We'll take seats back there.
They're arresting me because this guy stole a bunch of Legos.
So Ben is put in the rear of the police car. Sumbot then directs Officer Somerville to go get a written statement from Josh.
Hey, Somerville. Somerville. Will you take him a statement?
Yeah, just a written one.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be able to bond him out?
I don't know. I don't know.
What charge is he? Like, do you know what charge?
I literally don't know anything about the case. I just showed up to
know
help.
we're trying to, like, that guy stole a bunch of money and stuff, and we're trying to get it back.
Yeah, so you'd have to, you can call into the police department and try and speak with the officer in charge of the case, but again, I don't know anything about the case other than I was just here to help with them.
So why did he end up getting arrested?
He's being arrested for criminal stalking.
Stalking? Okay, for sure. Yeah, is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
Misdemeanor.
Okay, yeah,
I
we're going to
believe.
go bond him out.
I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me. You can look it up. It's in the Utah State Code.
You're good. Thanks.
So Somerville walks back over to Josh's front steps, and now Josh comes out of his front door, and he's just ecstatic. He says he loves him for arresting Ben.
I love you. I love you.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm not going to be on YouTube though.
And this is just embarrassing, and that's probably why they redacted all of this audio from the body cam footage that was provided to the defendant in this case, Ben Schneider. There was no legitimate reason to redact this audio. It just shows that the officers did what Josh and the CEO told them to do, and then after they did it, they were praised for it, like they were their lapdogs. This is what the American Fork Police Department did not want you to hear.
Hello, officer.
There we go.
I love you.
So yeah, I'm not totally in the loop on what's going on. Just know the officer in charge of the case. He wanted me to have you fill out a written statement.
Yes,
Does that
sir.
work for you? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll give that to you.
Okay, I love you.
You're welcome to wait inside your house if that's what you'd prefer.
Yeah, their video and
okay.
for their YouTube channel.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead and step into my car, and then when you're ready with that, you can just step out. I'll come grab it
Sweet.
from you. Okay.
What was he arrested for? What was the charge?
Criminal stalking.
Criminal stalking.
Right.
That's what everybody. Yep. Sweet.
Yeah, so.
Thank you.
I don't know the details of the case other than that. So.
You're the greatest.
So what about all of his buddies that have been joining with him?
I want them all trespassed from my property too.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try and catch them and let them know that they've been trespassed. They're not welcome back. And
Once again, he says, I love the American Fork Police Department. And at this point, Josh is all smiles, and he thinks he's won. But he's mistaken.
Yeah, we'll go
I
from
love
there.
American Fork Police Department.
Hanging around trying to tell him and all that other stuff. Could they also be like part of the stalking? Because they've been showing up every day for the last 3 days.
I don't know the details of the case. You'd have to check with the officer who took the case. I just came down to help with the arrest in case he was resistant at all. So I don't know the details on it. You'd have to follow up with the officer in charge of the case. Did he give you a case number?
Not yet.
Okay, I can give that to you when I
we're
leave.
done.
Yeah.
I'm notoriously bad at writing. I might need another paper.
Okay, I can grab you a second one if you'd like.
Yeah, please.
Sure.
I got bad hands.
No, that's okay.
Big handwriting.
Sure.
I got first.
Yeah, no problem. There's another one for you. Yeah, again, I'll just be right up front when you need
Thank you.
Okay.
You know if they were wearing dash cams when they got arrested? Were we like able to obtain that footage somehow? What? Not dash cams, sorry, like body cams. Were they wearing that when the guy was like talking to him and stuff, or? Is there a reason if they would like turn the body cams off, or is it like optional in Utah, or?
No, they're always rolling.
Oh, nice. Yeah, basically I'm a journalist and I investigate like corruption and stuff and take down like bad guys. And the guy that is basically like the bad guy in this situation, he's been making up a bunch of stories about us to try and get us arrested so he doesn't get, because he's about to go to jail for a long time, like 2 weeks. So he's been trying to get our story down. And he, like yesterday, he told us that we were like, he told the cops we were like driving around with a bunch of heroin, and we got like a 4-hour car search, and like, so he's just been
doing whatever he can to like get us arrested. It's been pretty crazy. So getting that body cam footage will save me for sure.
So at the conclusion of day 3 of these interactions, we now know that Josh Johnson and his boss, Bricks and Minifigs CEO Ammon McNeff, heavily pressured and directed multiple officers with the American Fork Police Department into arresting Ben Schneider. Multiple times the officer said that no crimes were committed and that they were just going to trespass Ben and anyone with him. But Josh Johnson and Ammon McNeff refused to take no for an answer. They exerted pressure, some of which was concealed or attempted to be concealed by muted body cams and redactions, and all of this eventually led to the officers relenting to that pressure and arresting Reckless Ben. Even the conversations we did recover include numerous lies and misrepresentations to the officers who ignorantly didn't know any better, including claims that Sierra couldn't be a process server and that the paperwork she was attempting to serve was fake. Before this day, was it just you were following Ben, or were you guys friends?
I was just following Ben. Yeah, I didn't know him before that day.
Have you ever acted as a process server before?
Nope.
Did you ever get any kind of formal notice that you were trespassed from Josh's property?
I didn't get like a formal note or anything.
Did you think you were going to get arrested as well?
Honestly, kind of.
Did it cross your mind like why they were arresting Ben and not you?
I knew they probably had something like against Ben. But like I was still surprised that he was getting arrested since he didn't do anything illegal. He's a legal plaintiff as well. I had no clue why he was getting arrested.
And to be clear, they never subsequently charged you with any sort of crime or violation?
No.
It seems like each of these videos I've done so far has a unique villain police officer who took the lead. At the beginning, it was Officer Tonga who first harassed Ben and Tyler. Then the next night, it was Officer Hawkins who took it a step further, not only harassing them, but then accusing them of being on drugs and illegally searching them and going on this fishing and harassment expedition. And now, on the third day, it's Officer Sumbot. Officer Sumbot knew that no crime was committed, but he caved to the pressure exerted by Josh and Ammon. He knew that they lied to him about the court paperwork being fake because he personally verified it on the phone with Oregon court staff. He knew that they lied to him about Sierra allegedly impersonating a process server because he personally educated them on their ignorance on that point. Yet, for some reason, some of which was concealed by them muting their body cams, he arrested Ben anyways. And that then brings us to what would happen next. And that would be even worse than everything that the American Fork Police Department had done so far. They just kept taking it up a notch until they couldn't take it up really any further. Were you surprised at all at how viral the whole situation went?
Yeah, I was not expecting it to go this viral. Like I don't know. Like I think right now, like the initial video has like 5 million views. It's been a really crazy couple of months for sure.
What does your family think about it, if anything?
Oh, they're on my side. They're on my side. They're like, yeah, like those cops are like crooked. They're all Mormons too, and they hate the misrepresentation like of their community. They're like, yeah, that's like those guys are so crummy.
I've gotten a number of messages and emails from Mormons and Mormon organizations saying basically that same thing, that like, look, we're just as upset about this as you. I mean, so you feel like you've gotten support in your community?
Oh yeah, I've gotten lots of support. Nothing but support, really.
Is this it all changed, like your perception of police in general?
I mean, not really. I knew there were lots of crooked cops out there just from like videos I've seen online. I've never experienced it firsthand before until March.
Are you going to be helping Reckless Ben make any more videos?
I mean, probably not. Unless like he asked me to, but this was pretty scary.
So it's going to take one more video on this, and this is going to be the best one, because as I promised from the very beginning, I found one of the best civil rights lawyers in the country to file the civil lawsuits in this case, at least for 3 of the people involved here. I had about an hour-long interview with the lawyer that is going to be involved in representing these individuals, and we're going to get into that in the next video. Follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow on the socials, including X, at John Bryant ESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.